lighter wind now to finish race 3, and these guys look outstanding. Oh, I didn't get much of that. They got about 4th. These guys are a little bigger, also looking pretty good, not pinching. This is good. The skipper's sitting in, the crew leaning out so the skipper can see the telltale's easy. Maybe pinching a little bit, but not bad. She's actually hooked in. She actually has her trapeze thing hooked in, and she's not trapping, but kind of funny. A little different. Okay, this is a different technique. Crew's sitting up on the trunk a little and staying low so the skipper can see. And we've got River back here in bad air a little bit, so maybe probably stay there. Again, the bottom of the jib looks a little flat. Good. We need to talk about that. I got to help them get their jib just perfect when they're trying to accelerate, and then perfect when they're up to speed. They're a little bit over trimmed before they get up to speed. That's all. Just a little. Half inch. Great job, guys. You're definitely top 15 this race. So 7 knots, race 4. Looking across the course. Remember, race 3 had that huge hole on the right. That hole does not look like it's out there right now, but this is max, I think, 6, 7 knots. So light hiking conditions. So Jack Egan is starting all the way at the boat, so the line must be a little more square. Now Stella's down. She's got her tiller the wrong way. She should be coming down, 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 down. Yep, see how the jib's luffing there? Gotta come down. Just trying to go straight upwind. Trying to go straight upwind. General recall. Good. Race 4 on Saturday. Had a general recall. We're in I flag right now, ran the ends rule. Again, a lot of the better sailors are at the boat end now. The wind is oscillating back and forth quite aggressively right now. It's gotten much lighter. And we have a little sea breeze. Oh, that was, River just got called. So River has to go sail around the committee boat or a pin, wherever he is. I think he's up here. Yep, he's right there tacking. Okay, that's better. She's on the wind. Oh, a little high. Look at your jib, girl. Look at your jib. That's better. So I think the boat end was favored, but it's hard to say. It definitely was favored with like 5 minutes to go before the start. But the flags on the race committee boat have come. Now they're going back and forth. Now it's to the left, and just 4 or 5 minutes ago it was well to the right of that. So I don't know which end was further upwind. All right, girl, look at you. You're just sailing away right there. Definitely doing a good job of not hooking your mainsail.
One boat coming down around you is the last one to clear as far as
Okay, that was a little fast on the turn, but good job. Okay. Oh, it's all fun. See a lot of deck to leeward of the jib, and that's okay when you're up to speed. It's actually building. This race, we're halfway up the beat and the wind built. It backed off here a little, and then it looks like it's building again. I actually see something trapping right there. So these guys look pretty good. Bottom of the jib looks too flat, so I think we need a ½ inch less leeward sheet and about 2 inches of windward sheet on. The jib's too flat. So we got to round off the jib a little bit. The good news is you've got a little lane right here. Stay low. You don't want BCYC to roll you. Sail flat. Okay, these guys are definitely doing much better. 69 there. Much better this race. They're going a little bit high. Love the way Preston was hiking, but she's just going through the water. Look at the boat to windward, 77 something's 03, looking going through the water. Ooh, okay. Anyway, beating a lot more boats. Pinched out of that tack. Came out of that tack and pointed right up close hauled right away. We don't do that. We come out of the tack and load the jib just a little bit more than that. Not much. And we hike and we get the boat moving forward. If you point really high right at the end of the tack, you're steering up into drag. Imagine riding your bike. If you ride at an angle to the wind, you'll have less drag than if you ride straight into. Okay, a little too much heel, main out. Race 4. A lot of very similar kites every time now. The black and white one, the American flag, the pink with yellow. So these are the teams we want to spot out tomorrow and maybe sail around them tomorrow a little bit. Figure out who they are, go upwind. When you see them going downwind, put your spinnaker up near them and do a little bit of speed test. Very stable kites with pressure. Their jibs are out. These guys are not going dead downwind. He's on a broad reach right there. Perfect. One broad reach to the other broad reach and the spinnaker will stay full. If you stay dead downwind, the spinnaker will blanket behind the main. And so one broad reach to the other broad reach. Good job. There they are in the top 20. They were had to round an end. Pink kite there. Top 20. See where this guy's jib is? It's floating out to leeward. That means he's on a broad reach. See where his jib is? Broad reach. He's not got it floating in the middle. So he's sailing a slightly higher angle. He's starting to catch waves a little. So this is where you'll see him maybe pump his main. When the bow goes down, he'll pump his main. Once per wave. Spinnaker trimmer, look at their head, everybody. Spinnaker trimmer's looking up. Their head's looking up the whole time, pretty much. They're allowed to look around a little, but really, they're just keeping that thing perfect. And then there, I would say too much helm, but that looks good, you guys. Definitely top 20 after being over early and around the ends. All right. Well, Stella's jib is definitely floating out. Preston really does good at listening and doing. He's got that pull. That's like 80 degrees, brother. You don't need to bring it any more than that for sure. But it's staying much more full. Race 4 is still a lot of different techniques. You'll see this guy coming across on starboard. His crew's actually holding on to the trap wire with his right hand and just helping him hike off of it. So he's not even hooked in. So that's funky way. And then you got these guys are light enough in 6 knots of breeze to actually be trapping. One guy's kind of half trapping on 5409. The other guy's standing straight up. So these are the top 3 in race 4. I would be hiking. I think the water's so flat that I would be like that boat 9315 Holtis, and just hike mode, and just it's such flat water. That's what this guy's doing. He's doing the little trapeze hang deal. He's not even hooked in, and that's unique. I don't know who this guy is. I think he's an offie sailor. He looks very stable, like steady. See how far you have to turn them. I mean, they just don't tack well. The boats, not the kids. The kids tack about as good as you can. got an easy lee bit. He's probably crossing at least an easy lee bow no matter what. He's crossing. Crossing. Cross, easy. So Morgan just does a tack and just speeds up and just rounds second. Go as fast as you can. 9339's overstood. Okay, that was not smart, but anyway. That just cost you distance on third. You should have just done a perfect rounding behind and rounded close, but no problem. No worries. It's fun. It's a fun race. You just River and Shawnee coming around in 14th, so I'm not sure if they've changed anything. I just think they had a couple of rough starts. This is not extremely short, but these are short windward lures for a 420 regatta with 30 boats, which I like. But if you get in the mid-pack, you drop back just because you're getting sat on so much. There's no lanes available if you get bad starts. So I think that's all it was. There's a better set. That's their best set of the day. It ain't pretty yet. And then Stella's gonna be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, looking at the jib, he's on a broad reach. Jib should probably be a little looser. That's good. Now downwind, what you gotta do now, there's enough wind, 6 knots, 7 knots, you gotta let go of the tiller. If the boat heads up, then you're heeling to leeward too much. I think you're heeling to leeward too much. We only heel the leeward to help keep the boom out. But, you know, shoot, if you're gaining, you feel good downwind, but ease the tiller out of your hand. If the boat heads up, which I suspect it would be right now. But you're not heeled a ton. I think earlier I saw you a little more over. Okay. Oh, she's downwind. See how the jib's floating in the middle more? Well, it just filled. Okay, she's a broad reach. Jib's filled. It's kind of hard to see, I think. That looks pretty good. That is not legal right there. Repeated rocking. Every once in a while you can do a rock. But that's repeated rocking. If it was waves right now, that might be a little different story, because you could turn as you were making those rocks, and you'd actually be using the heeling to turn the boat to help catch a wave. You know, drop into the right spot of the wave. But yeah, that's repeated rocking, so. Just so that we learn about the rules. Not that I'm like picking on those guys down there, but that's a definition of not, that's the definition of breaking Rule 42, rocking. It's working. Got the leaders, and look how stable the masts are. There's really flat, straight up and down masts, so. It's easy to sail when you have no bad air. But what we're trying to learn is, like, those guys are hiking just a little right there. This guy has the skipper in and the crew out. A little heel to leeward.